Good morning. This is the Blaine's World podcast. You're listening to me. I'm Blaine Greenfield. And what we do is we bring in information about different people and organizations um, on this podcast. And it's my pleasure to introduce one of my favorite people in Western North Carolina. And he is George Awad. And George, what you can do is wave to all your fans and friends who are watching.
Hey, fans and friends, how are you?
Okay. And George is this amazing guy who's, first of all, a partner in a company called Double Dip Productions, where they celebrate the art of live improv comedy by featuring top performers in the region who give audiences nights of joy, surprise, and unforgettable stories. Uh, they'll also be sharing some of these stories at the upcoming Asheville Improv Festival. I know, George, I guess I first met you as an actor. So,
Mhm.
in addition to running improv events and being an improv performer, you also act. You also do, I understand, in your spare time, you do graphic work. You do some other stuff as well.
Yeah, that keeps the lights on.
You
But
mean, I find that hard to believe. Improv doesn't keep the lights on?
yeah, no six-figure improv careers. They're very rare.
Okay, not yet. Anyway, George, I'd like to thank you for joining me again. And for the benefit of the folks who don't know you, they're in for a treat. As a kid, you grew up where?
Buffalo, New York.
Okay, in Buffalo, New York, as a kid growing up, rooting for the Bills, I assume, and
Oh, you had to. It didn't really matter
you
if you.
rooted for the Bills. And did you always know as a kid you wanted to be an improv performer?
No, not at all. In fact, I didn't really get the inkling of that until my early 20s and then proceeded to do nothing with it until my mid 30s. So,
What
yeah.
gave you the inkling? How did you get
I
that?
was at I was at a party. I was living in DC at the time, and I was at a party, and a friend of mine came up to me out of the blue and said, "Hey, you should come see my improv show this weekend." And I remember him walking away, and I'm thinking, that guy does improv. I just never knew him as like particularly hilarious, but I actually went, and it was a blast. And he is hilarious, and I just kind of like put the bug in my ear, but life happens and you do other things, and I don't know. I just didn't get around to it. And then I took a free class taught by Tom Chalmers. You know Tom?
Okay. And I took a course with him also. Yeah.
Yes. And I was just hooked. I was hooked. That
Now,
was must have been 14 years ago, maybe something
prior
like
to
that.
that, you had done some acting oh,
Nothing. The only thing I did that was remotely performing was karaoke,
okay.
which not too bad at. To toot my own horn. And then I was an officiant, and I married many friends of mine. And I would write the whole ceremony and get up there and do the thing, and yeah, but that was it. That was it.
Now, on even the efficient, I guess I could see you as being an efficient. You probably had fun with it though. It wasn't a
Oh, I had a
typical.
blast. Oh yeah, no. Completely atheistic everything. It just was like it was just fun. It was just fun.
Well, let me ask you something. You just raised an interesting point. Improv, I know it as comedy, and I know improv, I've seen you're a really funny guy. Is there ever serious improv, or can it be serious too?
Oh, there's a whole subgenre of dramatic improv for sure. For
You,
sure.
do you do that at all?
Um, I've been in scenes where it was very heavy, but eventually comedy comes back. In fact, I mean that's really life at the end of the day. We're all serious, or we try to be. But funny and humor just shows up anyway, whether you like it or not.
Because you mentioned something, and since we alluded to it, we'll talk about it, the upcoming improv festival. And one event in particular sounds really cool. This one group you were telling me are going to do a whole 90 minutes of a show.
Yes, yes. We're
Talk
one
about
of our
that.
feature headliners is Dan O'Connor, and he is the co-founder of the Impro Theater in Los Angeles, among many other theaters that he's founded. And he is kind of a renowned master of narrative improv. So narrative improv differs from kind of long form standard improv in the sense that you do care about the plot and you do want to basically do an unscripted play. And so he's coming with two fantastic performers, Lisa Fredrickson and Ryan Smith, and they are performing with Asheville's own Laurie Jones and Paul Vanasek of Adesto Theater. And the five of them together are going to be doing a completely unscripted 90-minute play with intermission inspired by the works of Tennessee Williams. So it's not going to be Streetcar or anything like that. It's going to be all the tropes of his work. They're going to use that for inspiration to create a whole world within
Wow.
Tennessee Williams. Yeah.
So in that, it sounds fascinating. In that, then
Yeah.
will they be inviting participation from the audience, or it'll be
Oh, it might have a little bit, but really it's going to be mostly just they might have some audience participation as far as getting the suggestion in the beginning.
right?
Um, but then they just run with it. And they have distinct characters, and those characters they'll have, 90 minutes is a while to have them actually evolve. And it's really something to see. If you've never seen an Adesto production, you're missing out. They did Improvised Jane Austen and Star Trek, Improvised Star Trek. I was actually in that one, and it's so good. You really get into the characters because unlike other regular improv where you character is fleeting, here you really build it.
Well, let's then talk a little bit about the upcoming Asheville Improv Festival. And this
Yeah.
is now, how many have you done? Is this the what number?
This is the second one that Double Dip has done, but I also co-produced the one way back in 2019 when the Asheville Improv Collective was around.
Okay, so Double Dip is then producing this whole show. What is it all about then? For the
It's about having a 4-day celebration of improv, and especially celebrating a scene, an improv scene here that is really growing and is really different and unique than other improv scenes in the country. Namely, for example, um, more women or female or femme positive than any other scene. Definitely as far as like trans and queer for sure, but also a really nice diversity of people and perspectives. And also, we are bringing in headliners to come in, and they're going to be teaching workshops and performing on all our stages. And it's really Paul Dixon and I, my co-producer and co-founder of Double Dip, our whole thing is bringing people together and feeding them with laughter and preferably food and all kinds of things, having a good time. And so we are just super excited to share this with even with the local population that don't know how rich a scene we have.
well,
Uh,
then this,
so
so people who have never seen improv, this will be a great introduction.
Oh my God, it'll be a buffet. We're talking about 10 shows over 4 nights in 3 different venues. The Wortham Center for the Performing Arts on Wednesday, May 6th and Thursday, May 7th. NC Stage, Friday, May 8th, and then Saturday, May 9th will be at the Orange Peel. So iconic venues and yeah, partners in us, putting this on. And we're really super excited. And there's almost 30 teams locally, regionally, and nationally coming to perform.
That's pretty impressive in terms of like, has it grown each year from like last year?
Yeah, I mean, we had more teams last year, but we also had more slots and an extra show. And we realized that maybe we were cramming too much together, so we reduced the number of slots per show and then took out one show to give us more breathing room. And also, logistically speaking, it's much easier to put up.
And also, what's very exciting about this is in addition to the shows you can see, there are also the workshops, and we'll talk about them as well. And
Yeah.
since I asked you about it just now or mentioned it, what kind of workshops, if people come to the festival, can they participate in?
Well, we've got a really fun slate of them this time. I mean, every time, but this time is really interesting. Like, for example, we got Rudy Mendoza. He and the Logan Square Improv team are coming from Chicago, another headline of ours, and he's going to teach a whole workshop on bilingual improv. Yes, even for people who don't speak any Spanish. It's this really wonderful embrace of Spanglish and also like being able to understand how a scene and a story is unfolding by just body language, which is what we do when we travel, right? Travel to a foreign country where we don't speak the language, you know. So that's gonna be really cool. We've got um, also from that same team, Daniela Aguilar and Alim Almadon. They'll be teaching really intricate two-person scenes and how to like heighten them and also to really create rich characters. So that's going to be really cool. Dan O'Connor, who was doing the improvised Tennessee Williams. He's also teaching a workshop on how to really have great scene work that keeps going and kind of gets away from using techniques to kind of getting away from like trying to get an easy laugh or anything, but really building something. And then our, arguably our premier headliner, we're very excited about them. Baby Wants Candy. They're based in Chicago, LA, and New York, and their New York troupe is going to be coming, and they do improvised musical, a completely improvised musical. They're going to go out on stage and ask the audience to give them a phrase. Blaine, give me a phrase. Anything.
Um, cap, a cap,
What is
what
it?
you wearing? A cap,
No,
CAP.
no, no, no. Whole phrase.
Oh,
Give me
I'm
a phrase.
sorry. Now yeah, I have to improv.
Anything. Just anything. Just say it. First thing. First thing.
Um, first thing, a phrase, you're putting me on the spot. Um, what a wonderful day it is.
What a wonderful day it is. Thank you. Tonight, welcome to the opening and closing night of What a Wonderful Day It Is. Then they're going to proceed to do an entire improvised musical with musicians, also improvising with them for an hour. It's outstanding.
How
And we have
many?
Katie Berry from that team coming to teach a improvised hip hop workshop because the second show they're doing on that Saturday night is they have a form called Shamilton. And Shamilton is their take on Hamilton, the musical, where they ask somebody from the audience about a famous person, and then they then created improvised hip hop musical around that for an hour.
Now, in terms of these workshops, are
Mhm.
they open to anybody, or do you have to have some experience or involvement with improv?
They're open. They're really open to anyone, honestly. I mean, some is preferable for yourself, but honestly, we open it to everybody.
And so, how many people are participating in these workshops? Is there a limit?
Well, I mean, each workshop has its own cap, but they're
Right.
different. But I mean, anywhere from like 12 to 20. Or actually, one workshop is like 40 people, I think. So, yeah.
So very exciting. So even for new people, they just want to see a feel. Are there any workshops for beginners or rookies or new people in it?
Well, we kind of set up these workshops so people from all levels can get something.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's we also are highlighting the two main schools of improv that we have here in town, Misfit, which Misfit
Right.
AVL, and Adesto, who also teach classes. And beginners, I mean, they're going to have their own special slot at the shows, an Adesto slot and a Misfit slot. And it's a great way for people who are thinking about doing improv to come see those teachers in action.
Almost like you being an example, and it's a good example you gave. If you want to see what it's all about before taking a course, just come to an
Yeah.
improv event.
Come to a show.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
chances are, if you come to it, you're going to want to learn it.
I think so. But, I'm a little biased.
We'll talk
But
about then the learning process. So you've been doing this for a bunch of years now.
yeah.
Do you still learn
Oh,
improv?
all the time. All the time. Yeah, it's hard to trust somebody who says they're just done learning anything, really, right? I mean, we're always learning, right? So yeah, I still take workshops and classes, and when I travel sometimes, I'll go see if there's a drop-in workshop. It's great because it's going back to the fundamentals is always a good thing.
How about learning improv? Is this a good thing to look at YouTube to see what other people do?
You mean as far as watching a performance?
Yeah. Does that help you learn improv?
Well, that's the thing too. There's classes, yes, but then going to shows, and it's just seeing shows for sure. That really helps. That's a very powerful educational tool.
So the show is upcoming. So it's the dates are, was it May? What dates again? May 6th to 9th?
May 6th through 9th.
Okay. And so talk about two things then, George, if you would. So the first thing, to get information on these shows, what's the best bet?
You go to ashevilleimprovfest.com.
Right.
You'll have all the information there. Or you can go to our Instagram at Asheville Fest, at Asheville Improv Fest.
Okay. And the first one, can you buy tickets online as well?
You can,
Okay.
for
So
sure.
if you want, and now you got me interested. If you want to see the whole schedule, that's the best bet. So one you got me interested in, I've never seen it, musical improv. I'd like to see.
Oh, you got to
Uh,
see it, Blaine.
okay, I really now you got me interested.
Yeah.
But talk about then the 4 days. We can't go through every show, but talk about what's happening kind of at each of the events and some of the maybe key things at each of the places.
Sure. So the Wednesday show is we have one show on Wednesday, May 6th, and that will be at the Tina McGuire at the Wortham Center. And that's mostly pretty much all made up of local teams. And that makes sense because the traveling teams usually need like Thursday or Friday to get in. But we've got a great lineup. I mean, there's a lot of talent in this town. So we're super excited about Gal Pals and Bernese Mountain Hogs. I don't know if these names even mean anything to people, but they're filled with really talented performers. And a lot of them crossover from the theater world too.
Okay.
Like Corinne Metzger, for example.
Okay, sure. She's great.
Yeah, she's great. Saturday Manatee is another team. Five Horsemen of Existentialism is another team. That's going to be fantastic. Thursday, May 5th is we have our first of our out of town teams coming into play. We've got a teams from DC, Charlotte, Nashville. We've got teams from Norfolk, Virginia. And then Thursday, 7 p.m. will be the improvised Tennessee Williams show that we were talking about. The 9 p.m. show will feature Greg Tavares, another headliner of ours coming from Charleston. He founded Theater 99, and he'll be playing with or not playing with, but also on the same bill as the LSI Logan Square Improv players that I had mentioned earlier, and Team Spider Monkey, another great local team. Friday, May 8th at 5 p.m., a full slate of out-of-town teams coming from Charlotte, Charleston, and I think maybe LA. The 7 p.m. show will be Misfit slot, and they're going to do an entire musical improv with their team. It's going to be awesome. And of course, we also have our festival ensemble. So a festival ensemble is when we put out a call for submissions for individual performers to come. And then based on various criteria, we put together a team of 8 people from all over. And they've never played before. They don't know each other probably. And they come together and we have one of our headliners, Rudy Mendoza, give them 2 coaching sessions and then we put them up on stage on Saturday. It's awesome.
I was going to say
And
it must be very challenging to have to do that.
I mean, it is a bit of a challenge for sure, but it's also fun to kind of be thrown into the unknown.
And in terms of improv, even your work,
Yeah.
so is that typically done in team? It seems that there are a lot of teams on this. Are there
Yeah.
individuals who do this as well?
There are some solo performers. It's rare, but like for example, Joe Carroll.
Who?
Joe Carroll?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, his team, Joe and the Ether. I mean, he's the only one like I shouldn't say he's the only one performing, but he's the only one up there. It's called Joe and the Ether, and they're playing Saturday at 5 p.m. And he's got 4 musicians playing with him and also performing with him. But as far as him being the kind of the spotlight, it's him. And he moved to Charlotte, but he's coming back to perform. It's going to be awesome.
Okay, great.
Then my team at Friday 9 p.m. is Middle Rage, and we'll be playing at the NC stage. And then we've got the 2 Baby Wants Candy shows, 7:30 and 9:30 p.m. on Saturday. And you're familiar with Reasonably Priced Babies, right?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, they'll be opening for Baby Wants Candy at the 7:30 show.
Well, I don't know. Will Tom be in that
Oh
also?
yeah.
Because
Oh,
it was very exciting. I had it was my 75th birthday, and Tom performed. I had him. It's
oh,
improv
he
group
did?
performed at my party. It was a lot of fun.
Oh, nice.
Again, something different. I thought, and nobody had ever seen it, so we had a lot of fun with it.
That's great.
But what's great? So Tom's. I thought he was out of the area, or he's out of it, or he's still performing.
Tom is a continual presence.
Okay, so that's
Yeah.
great to know. So the festival only runs on Wednesday through Saturday.
Wednesday through Saturday. Yep.
Okay. Now, if people want to see more than one show, are there tickets in terms of
Oh
group?
yeah, they
Oh,
can they can buy a festival pass
okay,
actually.
there is. Yeah.
And you could learn about it on our website and you get access well you get actually priority access and priority entry at all 10 shows. Plus you get exclusive festival swag and exclusive local discounts.
Do you think anybody's going to, or does anybody get to see all the 10 shows?
Well, that I don't know, but we've sold a decent amount of the passes for sure.
Okay. And in the past, like in the last year, did anybody go to all the shows or a lot of them?
Um, there's some diehards that do definitely do for sure, for sure. But yeah, no, it'll be great. And honestly, it's nice to have that option, because it is a better deal than buying them individually anyway. But Yeah,
You're talking to, I'm thinking, and you kind of alluded to it, improv, what a great skill for actors. You think that, and you mentioned, it's funny you said that, a bunch of actors are doing improv and vice versa. Do you
right.
see that a lot?
Yeah, there's great crossover now.
Or,
I've seen
or
improvisers go and be in plays, and then theater performers come and get up on stage and be crazy. It's great.
think out loud with you, the other crossover would be even perhaps more valuable if you're not an artist or a performer, actor, to pick up the skill. If you were a lawyer, for example, or you were any other profession, what a skill
I've
to
said this a
have.
million times, Blaine.
What?
Everyone should take an improv class. I wouldn't say everybody should perform, but everyone should take an improv class because there are, like you said, a lot of valuable life skills that come with it. I mean, before I took it, I was doing a lot of design and writing and things that required like precision, 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 precision. And it's just hard to let go because you can always, whittle away at something to make it better. But
Right.
improv taught me to make things less precious and just, throw something out there and see what happens.
Well, I can imagine also, just in terms of doing some of the other work you do, is it would be very helpful in terms of even getting business or getting jobs or something, or you throw in
Absolutely.
something and to make a presentation. I never thought of it, but if you make more effective presentation, you have improv skills.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. And well, and collaboration is the big thing it teaches you, you know? Like, I mean, the cliche is yes and, but it really is quite a lovely concept because what you're doing is like, here's a thing I'm contributing. Oh, I see that. And then let me add to it. Oh, and then let me add to it. And then before you know it, you're building a thing
Well, it's
together.
funny you said that because in my other life, I was a college professor. I never had improv training or something, but it would have been helpful, to
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
deal with students. When watching, just an aside, I'm watching a great show on Netflix, Love on the Spectrum. Yeah, have you ever heard of it?
No, everyone raves about it. I haven't seen it yet.
We just, do you have Netflix?
Yeah.
Yeah, check it out. But the reason I mention it is because these people, and they're very sweet people, some of them, but they're kind of lost in dating situations. But think about not just autistic folks, other people, George, in a dating situation, what do you
Yeah.
do? And so if you get an improv, I guess it would help you in terms of dating relationships.
Well, yeah, I mean, it just works on your confidence. It works on your kind of stage presence. It works on starting to care less about what people think.
Really? Because
Yeah.
because it's funny you said that because I almost think just the opposite. You're up there and you're doing a shtick, and if you can't get it together, or like before you put me on the spot, I would, do you feel bad about it, or you get over feeling bad about it,
Well, because the real magic, but here's the thing though, the real magic when you're up there with your team, the
right?
real magic when it's really beautiful is when you realize that you're playing with each other. And coincidentally, there's an audience. You know what I mean? When
Yeah,
you're too focused on the audience, then yeah, you overthink, you second guess. But when you're playing with your team and you're really truly having fun, like kids, when kids are truly having fun playing with each other, they don't care about anything else.
good point.
And
Yeah,
that's really improv is trying to get adults to play like kids again. I mean, really, at the end of the day, that's what it is.
and when you mentioned, for example, Joe Carroll, I give credit though, because if you're just by yourself, you don't have anybody to play with, except in the audience, I guess,
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it would be a little tougher because the other beauty of it, right, is that the other people you're playing with can help you out or save you in a situation if you're stuck,
absolutely.
whereas
Absolutely.
if you're by yourself, it's a little bit different. You
Yeah, well,
mentioned,
that's the thing. It's getting each other's back.
right, you mentioned something else too, I think before we started this interview. So after this festival, which is going to keep you busy, 6th and 9th, yeah, but I think you said there was another event coming up.
Yeah, in on July 15th, we're bringing the legendary TJ and Dave. These guys are unbelievable. Arguably two of the best improvisers in the world, and they came to Asheville 2 years ago. And it was such a fantastic show. And what they do is they don't even take an audience suggestion. They come out on the stage, kind of look at each other for a little bit, kind of walk around a little bit, and they proceed to do a complete, uninterrupted 1 hour set in real time, no flash forwards, no flashbacks, where they both are taking on 3 or 4 different characters apiece, and you're never confused, and you are also laughing the entire time. It's really something. Blaine, you got to go.
Now, is this Double Dip Productions putting that on as
Double
well?
Dip Productions thing. Yes, in conjunction with our friends in the Charlotte Queen City Comedy in Charlotte.
And where's that going to be and when?
July 15th.
And where? I'm sorry.
That's going to be at the Gray Eagle.
Okay. And so folks want
Wednesday,
to,
July 15th. Yep.
okay, and that'll be on the website, your website?
It is on the Double Dip Productions website.
Okay. And again, once again, that website is what?
That is doubledipproductions.com. Nice and easy.
Now, last question, George.
Yeah.
Where do you see this from? I'm very impressed. Second festival you put on 5 years from now. What do you see yourself still doing this or doing something different?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I'm improvising as I go along. I don't know, but I know that to me, producing is like putting together a big party. And I love that. I love parties and just bringing people together and doing a thing. But I would like to be performing more myself, because sometimes you can produce yourself into a corner, so to speak. But yeah,
And
I'd like
performing as an
to
improv guy or other stuff?
improv. I'd like to go write again. I'd like to do some acting or maybe even some on-camera stuff. That'd be fun.
Okay. Well, thank you for being my guest at this edition of the
Thank you
Blaine
for having
12
me. Appreciate it.
podcast, George. Always a pleasure. Good luck with the festival. It sounds phenomenal.
Thank
And
you. Thank you.
I like,
I'm gonna send you some ticket links
okay.
to
Well,
recommend which ones you should come to.
I'll take you up on it. And as always, a pleasure. I'd also like to thank my producer, Cappy Tassetti. Hopefully, we'll see you at the upcoming festival, George. That'd be great. Thanks, man.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks, Blaine.